Alright guys, so here we're going to take this VCX100 and I'm going to demonstrate how to break this open. But before I get this broken open to start doing some LED mods, the first thing I need to do is drill some holes for the front headlights and the side headlights. So a little prep before we get into breaking it. So what I'm using is a 1/16 inch bit, and I'm just going to aim this right down sides here. Just take it slow. Look at that. I'm going to be putting in this 1/16 inch diameter fiber optic, which should slide the exact same diameter, so that's going to fit just fine. Okay, so now let's take this and start breaking it open. Actually, let's do this front side. Okay, so fortunately this one was actually a little bit easier than the rest, but those tabs popped right off. This is a hobby saw. It's kind of dirty hobby saw. Well, anyway. So this is a very thin saw blade, which I can use to get inside these seams and start breaking tabs, which I'm going to do. Should have weakened it, and this is a I think this is a watch cracker opener thingy. So I find that seam here, and I'll just start to work this around. There we go. So you can kind of see what I've done there. Just, I'll do it on this side. There we go. Boom. All right. Woo. As it is. Oh, but that's perfect. It's less than 1/8. I'll look it up and I'll put it in the notes in the description. But that's the perfect size right there. Okay. Now, still doesn't want to. Oh, there it goes. So I was hoping that by drilling in that, I can weaken these. There she goes. Come on, yeah. Yeah, okay. So a little razor blade wedged it in there. Was able to pop that free. This should just slip right off. Okay, that pops right on and off. Okay, right in the center there. Jeez. There she goes. Okay, this one should be easier since it's pretty much open right there. There we go. Okay, good. Alright, so with this one, see, this is the front. Okay, So what I want to do is I want to put a small hole here and right here for some side headlights. There's like a little notch right there. I'm going to put it right there. Ooh. Do the same over here. There. Need to do this one also. So let's take my razor and cut these little notches flush. There we go. Take a little thumbtack, thumbnail, or push pin, and I need to put a nice little dot there that helps my drill bit to stay centered right where I need to drill it. There. Okay, I need to switch to a 0.75 millimeter drill bit. Right. There. All right. Next step is to drill out this section. That's where I'm going to be putting my switch. This is a 2-position on-off switch, and it also has these fancy little tabs on the side here. I like to wing these out because it helps me to set that in position. Oops. So the next step is to take a, what is this? This is a 3/16, and that's roughly the same width as that. It's a little bit bigger. That's not terrible. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is carve out 2 holes. Yeah, 1. You know what? That thing's bugging me. I don't think it's needed. At least I hope it's not. We'll find out. Okay, I need more space. Yes. Okay, that'll get super hot glued on the back side, and then those will route right on the back side there, just like that. Do 2 holes, give yourself plenty of room. Okay, nice little slot. That's what I wanted to do in the first place with that, but whatever. This is a little USB charger for my lithium-ion battery. More details to come on that, but I want to create a little charge hole. It's going to go like this. So I want to cut that out a little bit. All right, and then you're going to basically hot glue these edges, but we're not there yet. We are not there yet. Okay, so I'm working on the engines, and what I've done here is I've taken out the centers. So using an eighth inch bit, I'm opening up these holes. To an eighth of an inch. Also, let's take this little plastic tab out of there. Okay, remove that out. And oops. These are yellow 3mm LEDs, and that should be the exact same size as you need. So now get that 3/16, and I'm just gonna gently take out that top piece, just like that, and with a craft knife, just kind of cut away the excess without cutting yourself. Okay, now that should sit down just like that. Alright, I'm going to do the same with the smaller engines. I'm just going to run this in reverse, just to kind of make a depression. Okay. Make like a little depression, and then I'm going to run it in forward just gently. Just enough to peel some material out. Perfect. Okay. Same with this one, just run it forward gently. All right. And where's my other one? Sweet. Yeah, awesome. Okay. All right, let's get some holes opened up in here. Some of this material out of the way. All right, I finished up drilling the fiber optic holes on the top shell here. So I did, let's see, so about 16 hole locations. I'll need to cut 16 strands and then run these fibers from underneath here. Okay. leads and cut them much shorter, about by half. Okay, leave the shortest one short and the long one long, so you know which one is negative and positive. Take my 30 gauge magnet wire and I'm going to cut this one. I'd like to make an obvious short one and long one, and so the short wire goes with the short end. Now that I got that in there, I'm just going to choose one of these to put some of this shrink tube on. That way when I put these in place, they're not going to short out on each other. Okay, so I'm going to go take that over to the hot air blow dryer and shrink that tube. I'm going to do this 4 times with my yellow LED. So I need to cut some fiber optic, and this is relatively large, so I'm going to cut these at about 4 inches. I need 4 of these. I've taken some 1/4 inch PVC tube and slipped in a bright white LED. I've done some other videos on this, so you can go ahead and check those out, and how to make these. But I'm going to glue these in place. I've got some stick and seal. Let's take a look here. Yes, all right. And then I'm going to cover this with some black tape to prevent any side glow. I just want the light to come out the tips here. Okay, I'm going to start to make the fiber optic cluster. So I need to get 16 fiber optics and then 2 really long fiber optics, so 18 in total. So this is, what is this? This is 6. So pretty good. So I have 16 short strands and 2 really long strands. These ones are about 4 to 5 inches. These ones look to be about 10 inches. Okay, taking an 1/8 inch drill bit, and let's open up some of these holes here. Okay. And I'm going to need to shorten this fin just a little bit so that this can fit on there. And looking pretty good. So let's just put a little bit of super glue in that, and that'll make that permanent. What I've done is daisy chained these two together. So I connected a negative lead and a positive lead together in one, and that left me with a positive and negative lead left over. Okay, so these are in series, not in parallel. And I did the same with these LEDs. So I connected the positive to a negative end, and that left a positive and negative. Okay. So I have a small USB charger, but basically this hooks up and charges a lithium-ion battery, which I have here. This is a 3.7 volt, very small. Just, you could probably go bigger if you wanted to, but I find that these last plenty long, and they're not super powerful where you accidentally fry something. So I like to use these small ones. So I'm just going to hook these up now, positive to positive. Alright, I'm going to take these white pre-wired LEDs. This is an 0603 size. Well, it's not very big, but I'm going to go ahead and route that through here. There. And I'll repeat on the other side. Okay, let's get our charger in place. Use some hot glue. Right in the center, just like that. Alright, so what I'd like to do is just going to put this fiber optic cluster in here, and I'm just going to start poking these through. Okay, I'm going to insert all of these into the holes that we drilled, except for the very long ones. Those are going to go in a different spot. So that's going to be my next step here, is just to take all these fibers and put them through the hole. Okay, and that fits nicely right in there. When you're all done, it'll be nice and neat. There. Now I have two locations to start hooking up my positive and negative. while we were away, I went ahead and hooked up the negative and positive for the fiber optic lights, and you can see that those are coming through really nice now. So I know that's working, and so I guess the next step here is to hook in these back two LEDs. So that's negative and positive right there. Okay, so if you can see that here, these negative and positives I've wired into these bulkheads here. Makes it so easy hooking up wires, so do that. Okay, the last thing to hook up here are the front headlights, I guess you call them. And so with a hair blow dryer, I kind of heated these up so I could form them a little bit. Don't get them too hot, otherwise they get super floppy, but that helps it so it's nice and straight. And I'm going to use this to go up front here. So I'm going to get this into position. Okay, so with the two fiber optic positive ends here, I put a 60 ohm resistor. So let's go ahead and put that in. Nicely. There. Okay, good. So now I have yellow and white. So it's gonna look really good. Okay, so I just dropped a little bit of hot glue right there, just to keep that in place. And then when I close the two, I'm going to be able to position these, and I'll position those as I snap the lid back on. So I'm not too worried about it right now. What I need to do next is, let's pull this thing off. Okay, we didn't glue that in because I need to be able to get in there. And then these two long fibers, we're going to go right down the middle here. Good. Okay. And let's go ahead and put these fibers in the holes that we drilled earlier. Okay, now is the time where I can super glue this. Awesome. Now of course we'll trim that once we're all done. Those will be the two little headlights up front here. Okay, so looks like we have everything all sealed up. The next step here is to fit this. I think this is an escape pod, I'm not sure, but Anyway, I've notched it out a little bit so that it fits in here. Now that'll be just a something that pops in and out so that you can plug in your USB cable. Alright, so let's take our clippers and start Let's take a look in the dark here. Cool. Very cool. Alright guys, that's it. That was a pretty lengthy video, so I'll try to trim that down as much as I possibly can. Please ask any questions. I know there's probably some stuff that I didn't go too in depth in, but I hope this was helpful. So give this VCX 100 LED mod a try. Alright guys, thank you.